Hi, this is Miss Gina Jackson, and you my friends are going to have loads of fun learning SQL with me. Let's query like pros and vibe like legends. Welcome to part 1 of the SQL series. Let us have fun together. Let's say you have a table called users table and there are 2 columns: name of the person and the country of birth. And you want to list all users born in the USA? How do you do that? In this example, we're listing all folks from the USA. Bob's from Canada, so he should be out, but Alice and Philip, proud Americans, should make the cut. Well, that is really simple. You run select query with a where clause and select rows in the table where country is USA. In this example, we're listing all folks from the USA. Bob's from Canada, so he's out, but Alice and Philip, proud Americans, make the cut. Easy peasy, isn't it? Let us move on. We now study the famous join query. Please pay careful attention here. Let's say we're building an app that tracks which customer purchased which product. And for that we have 2 tables. The users table stores user info like names and IDs. The orders table keeps track of product purchases, and it includes a user ID to show who placed the order. Now the boss says, "Can you give me a list of users and the products they bought?" Well, challenge accepted. Here's the query. Let's break it down. We're selecting the user's name and the product they purchased. We're using a join to connect the users table with the orders table. The condition u.id equals o.user_id tells SQL how these 2 tables relate. It's like saying, match each order to the correct user. The result? A clean list of users and their purchases, just like magic. I have a question from Bob, one of my smart students. Hey, can you find the average price across all orders? And then show me all the products that sold for more than the average price all in one query? And the answer? Simple, you use an outer query and an inner subquery to get the job done. The inner query shown in red computes the average price and the outer query simply does a select plus where query, which we have already seen before. Alright students, we've mastered the basic SQL query, and we even cracked the code on joins. But now, it's time to level up. Let's talk about some powerful new concepts. First up, the CTE, or Common Table Expression. Think of it as a VIP lounge for your data. It's temporary, in memory, and only exists while your query is doing its thing. Quick in, quick out, no baggage. So when would you actually use a CTE? Here's a real problem. You only want to see the average price of each product, but only for orders placed last year. Sounds simple, until you try writing that in one go. Trust me, it's messy. So here's the plan. Step 1. Create a temporary table using the with clause. Let's call it recent_orders. It will contain only the orders from last year. Out with the old, we only want fresh, relevant data. Step 2. Apply the AVG function to calculate the average price per product. Use group by on your temporary table to group the data by product. Boom, your final result is a clean, tidy list of products with their average prices, based only on last year's sales. 1 row per product. No clutter, just insight. Now that is SQL with style. Would you not agree? Well, I see that not everyone agrees. We have a question here. Can you not use subquery instead of these temporary table and apply the same group by instead? And yes, the answer is you absolutely can. Absolutely great question. It is cleaner to use temporary tables, easier to maintain your code. We can compare them side by side. By the way, I also sneaked in having clause after group by if you have been paying attention all along. It just adds another level of filtering, so don't worry too much. And that brings us to the end of our short and sweet SQL primer. You've been an amazing class, sharp, focused, and totally ready for the next level. Now, it's time for the part no one looks forward to. Yes, I'm talking about the pop quiz. It should be loading on your screen, right about now. Haha. I hear groans. Don't worry, it should be easy peasy. Good luck and see you next time. Just kidding, you're getting tech jokes instead. Because life is hard, but SQL jokes are harder. Sit back and enjoy. Why did the SQL query break up with the database? It had too many issues with commitment. Why don't SQL tables ever get invited to parties? Because they always bring too many joins. I would tell you a joke about null, but you wouldn't get anything. What do you call a group of SQL developers? A select few? Thanks for watching. Do like, comment and subscribe if you had a good time.